everyone. I'm Lilli Hutto, and Ed Owens is going to help me teach this class. We're going to talk about what the race committee does. And if you can see our whiteboard, they do a lot. And so this is from the start to the end. There's marks. There's designing of the race course. There's designing of the start line. And then the flags are arranged. And then at the same time, the timekeeper is getting ready. The person with the radio or the horn is getting ready. And then there needs to be a start line spotter. So somebody at the start line making sure nobody's going over the start line ahead of the last horn. From there, and then they go and race, and you just watch them for safety. Then when they come in from the race, there's a finish line spotter. So we want to record the proper time when the boat finishes. And then there's a log keeper. So ideally you would have 2 log keepers, and I can show you what a log looks like. But you want the hour, minutes, and seconds of every boat that crosses. And it's an important job for the spotter at the finish to say the name of the boat and then say the word mark for that boat, so that the person logging the time doesn't look up. They just know that it's that boat and that's the time that it finished. And after that, there's an end of race announcement. So over the radio, there's a thank you for racing today, see you tomorrow on the water at whatever time, or a roundup at the club for a party, or somehow ending the day's activities with an announcement from the race committee. Then someone has to go and retrieve the marks, and then you return to the club in case someone has filed or petitioned a complaint. A protest is what it's called. But a protest is basically somebody, bumped me on the water and there should be a penalty of some sort. And so it's the race committee's job to hear both sides and then cross their fingers that the sailors themselves work it out, which doesn't always happen, but that is our hope, that sportsmanship prevails and that the 2 sailors, the 2 skippers work out what the issue was without fisticuffs, of course. We don't condone that behavior. So
it has been experienced.
Yes. So that is our list. And I'm sure all of you know a little bit already about what race committees do. So are there any questions from the floor about this list? Anything of interest?
So you're going to go through it, right?
I will, but...
That was just a real superficial overview.
Yeah, yeah, just to open the floor a minute. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You're outlining each one of these. Is each one of those one person? So you need how many people? Ideally, on the committee vote.
That's a good question. So you guys don't have pencils and paper, but I would like for you to kind of track what we're working on here. So as Ed said, I'll start from the beginning, and so
You need about 5 people, right? 4 or 5 people, 6 people. You need 2 boats.
You're going to do the addition on this one. Okay. So does anybody know what this is?
Mark.
It's a mark. It's a tetrahedron. And let me just go ahead and pass these out. This is some information I got from Connie. It's great. And on the second page, so this is a 4-page document, but on the second page, it stresses how important it is to know how to do a bowline, because that's That's the knot that you're gonna use to tie
Which one?
the mark.
I guess it's just one.
It's all
Oh,
one.
one.
Yeah, the second page. Okay. So if you're on the mark boat, you're gonna blow this up when you get approximately where you wanna go. Because if you blow it up sooner, what happens?
It goes overboard.
It flies away. Even if it's tied to a boat, even if it's tied to the boat and it's tied to a weight, it will still blow away. So you can blow it up halfway, but if you blow it up too much, it will leave your boat. And you have two very secure spots here where you do this very fancy bowling. And you want to make sure that you've done it correctly, because again, we don't really need our float at the bottom of the river and our tetrahedron running off to who knows where. So that easily takes at least 2 people. So you have 2 of these, maybe more. So you need one of these for a windward, one of these for a leeward, and then you need one to do your start line. So when you make a start line, the committee boat is one part of that straight line, and that's distracting. So we have a smaller float. We have a smaller float that finishes the line. So that's it. Ideally, you would have somebody driving the boat and then 2 people dropping that mark. So that's 3 right there. Okay, and so from there the race committee boat would go out, and according to these instructions, you go to where you think you're going to start the race, and within 15 or 20 minutes you should know if this is the right spot or if you need to move again. This is tricky because the captains like to know where their start is, and if we're not there, where we said we'd be, if we're not at Mark 23 or whatever, we've moved further out to 19, then they're just going to be confused and drive their boats in circles and not turn the radio on so I can tell them where we are. So it's a hard thing to know where to start the race. And you have this really complicated piece of equipment that you will see even the most experienced race committee use. And so they hold it up to test where the wind's coming from. They already know it's probably coming from the north or south or wherever. And so they hold this up in order to get a perpendicular line for the start of the race. So that, again, the committee boat will have, oh, Ed's supplying wind over here. Let's see if that works. Oh, it's moving. It's oscillating. So it's really like the wind. So it'll come back over here in a minute. So when we've tested the wind and we know where it's coming from, we will find a spot on our committee boat to raise this orange flag. So the orange flag is the start line and the end line. And it is on the committee boat. And then again, perpendicular to the wind. Perpendicular to the wind is your other mark. Again, the committee boat with 2 people